everyone. So Unit 6.1 is due by the end of class, so make sure to use your time wisely.
Bro, are you gonna do it?
I think so.
Bro, what should I say?
You should say,
Do you like me? Yes or yes?
no, no.
Okay, you're lost. I think that note's for you.
What do you mean?
Bro, you should totally pass the note.
Bro, I don't know. I just kind of...
$5 if you do.
Bro, those are euros.
Just commit, man. You've been staring at her for the past month.
Fine.
Oh, he's gonna pass it. Why did you cheat?
Oh, he's
Why would he be passing
it
it to me?
because he likes you.
You think?
Yeah, and don't you like him?
What's happening? Well, I think he is more interested in me than he is the assignment. You know, I'm flattered, but
I don't know. What?
Hi, my name is Ian Ye, and this is how amateur radio is used during an emergency. So, imagine this. A natural disaster has just hit your town. The power is out, the internet is down, and cell service is down. How will emergency responders communicate and coordinate a response plan to help with the injured or trapped people? Well, there are many options. One of them is amateur radio, also known as ham radio. But first, what is ham radio? Well, ham radio is a hobby where operators use radio frequencies to communicate messages and more. Here is an example of an external ham radio antenna mounted to my roof. You can think of ham radio as a walkie-talkie, but perhaps longer ranges and requiring a license to talk on. In the US, ham radio operators are licensed through an exam with the FCC. If the exam is passed, the examinee receives a call sign. This is what we use to identify ourselves on the radio. For example, my call sign is KK7DQK. Quick note, transmitting on a ham radio without the proper license is not allowed, so be careful. Here is an example of a normal radio call on ham radio. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is KK7DQK, Kilo Kilo 7, Delta Quebec Kilo, CQ, CQ, CQ.
57, Romeo Charlie, Bridgefield, Washington. Go ahead, CQ.
To put this into perspective, I was around here, and he was around there. We were approximately 16 miles apart. A primary group for ham radio communications during times of crisis is RACES. RACES, or the Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service, is run by FEMA, a government agency. When a crisis hits, RACES gets activated. They will use ham radio to help communicate an emergency response. At the end of the day, their goal is to assist in public service and communications. Ham radio was used during Hurricane Katrina to help save lives. One incident during that disaster was when 15 people were stuck on the roof of a house surrounded by floodwater. They were unable to reach 911 due to the overflow of 911 calls, but they were able to get a message out through ham radio that was received by another operator who then called the local Red Cross. All 15 people were rescued and safe. These types of rescues happened over and over again during this disaster. Thank you all for watching and have a great day. Over.
Prague, the city of old magic, home to the Circle of Magicians. In Prague, every child born with magic is trained by the Circle of Magicians, but one child was born with a different magic. When it was time for her to be trained, she was met with an unwelcome surprise. She had to pick 3 hairs off the devil's head if she wanted to get trained. The goal of the mission was to send the girl away just because her magic was different. And so the girl journeyed to the end of the world where the devil lived. And in a village she passed, the main tree that supported all life was dying. And the girl moved on. The girl reached the devil's house. She was ferried across a moat by a man who complained that he was forced to row the oars for eternity. When she reached the devil's house, the girl snuck in through the window and snuck to the devil's bedroom. When the girl reached the bedroom, she hid quietly, waiting for the devil to come. The girl heard the opening and closing of a door and the heavy footsteps of the devil coming to the bedroom. The devil, who was tired from doing all his evil, fell promptly asleep. When the devil went to sleep, the girl cut off 3 of his golden hairs so he wouldn't wake up from the pain. And each time she cut a hair, the devil spoke curious words in a pain-induced dream. As soon as the girl got the hair, she jumped out of the house and ran to the ferryman. From what she had heard in the devil's dreams, she told him this: "If you give your paddle to someone who wants it, then you will be free of the boat." The girl walked on to where the tree had died in the small village, and she told them that it was a frog that had been eating up the roots at the bottom of the tree. That was what stopped it from growing. After telling the villagers this, the girl walked back to Prague. When the girl reached, she walked straight into the Tower of Magicians and proudly showed the 3 golden hairs in her fist. The magicians were in shock, and one particularly rude, arrogant magician asked her how he could get the devil's hairs as well, in order to see if the girl had really done it. The girl, in a flash of brilliance, told him to go all the way to the ferryman. And while the arrogant wizard ran off, all the other wizards had finally realized that the girl persevered and came all the way back just to learn magic, and maybe that she wasn't so bad after all. And so they took her in, and she officially became an apprentice. As for the arrogant wizard, now he was stuck ferrying people to the devil's house. The end.
This night is cold in the kingdom. I can feel you fade away. From the kitchen to the bathroom sinking. Your steps keep me awake. Don't cut me down, throw me out, leave me here to waste. I once was a man with dignity and grace. Now I'm slipping through the cracks of your cold embrace. So please, please, could you find a way to let me down slowly? A little sympathy, I hope you can show me. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Let me down, down, let me down, down. Let me down, let me down, down. Let me down, down, let me down. be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Cool skin, drag my feet on the tile as I'm walking down the corridor. And I know we haven't talked in a while, so I'm looking for an open door. Don't cut me down, throw me out, leave me in a waste. I once was a man with dignity and grace. Now I'm slipping through the cracks of your golden embrace. So please, please, could you find a way to let me down slowly? A little sympathy, I hope you can show me. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Let me down, down, let me down, down, let me down, let me down, down, let me down, down, let me down. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. And I can't stop myself from falling down. 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 Could you find a way to let me down slowly? A little sympathy, I hope you can show me. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Let me down, down, let me down, down, let me down, let me down, down, let me down, down, let me down. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly.